So let's understand how can you architect an Angular application. How can you plan an Angular application? So this time we are trying to recreate our library app that we created for our EJS example. So I just created a project and just came here. So even before you coming here and create a project, you should do one exercise. That exercise is to go to some tool that will help you to draw something. So I prefer draw.io, which is free, and I can draw anything pretty much on it. So first plan your application. Let's just say this is my Angular app. Okay. Now I wanted to plan pages and views. Okay. What is a page? You need to decide what is a view and what is a page in your application. Now, what is the functionality that I have here? So I add a book and I need to see all the books data, and I want to edit a book data. Okay, these are all the things that I wanted to do. So instead you can actually talk about your stories. So you need to, so there is a easy practice to this. So you can say, you tell a story to yourself. Okay, I'm a user. I come to this page. On the first page, what I wanted to do. Okay, I need to see, first I want to see all the books data that is available. So this should have a navbar, and this should have help me to add a book. So now this is a add book, and edit book will certainly be there on things. So let me a book. Edit a book that that's another second goal I have, and then I will have an edit book on this edit book. Of course, you get the Figma. Of course, you get the UX done for anything. But if there is no Figma, there's no UX, you probably going to end up with this. So this is my story. This is my story. Okay, that was the all the features that I had. I will have a text here, but I don't care here. So now for adding a book, should I do it on the same page? No, it doesn't make any sense to do it on the same page. Even if I get a window pop up or anything, I wanted to create another routing, another page for adding a book. So now I got a clarity, and then I need another page. Okay. Once I added the book, there should be a done button. So the next activity will be done. And once I'm done with the things, I just wanted to go back from this guy should take me back to Void. There's a better way of doing this. This guy should take me back to here. And here also, if I'm done with the job, it should take me back to this guy. And edit book will take me to so this is my flow. I need 3 pages. Add book page, edit book page, and view all page, and this is can be home. So now if I go back to my Angular application, I'm architecting, I'm recreating this architecture here. So now I'll do what? ng generate ng generate module. I'll use this app component as the base component. So all the books that I wanted to see, I'll come here, but maybe I can generate another module for view books as well. That's a different case. So ng generate module.
Are you doing a module or a component?
I'm generating a module. So here, if you're generating a component, this will be. So I just wanted to do a lazy loading. So when I'm viewing the books,
Okay.
I just don't want it to load anything related to add book. So I just I'm just generating a module for the view book. So I'll just say view book. I need routing for this module as well. So I'll explain why I need routing. View book page. So I'll call it as a page. So you should always make a difference. You should always decide what do you want to call something. So this is a page I want to call. So I'll say page. Now I got a page, view book page. Okay. Now I got a routing as well. Now in this view book, I'll just generate a component and view book page as view book page. This is a component, the routing option is not really needed. Now I have view big page component. So this doesn't needs to be inside a component, inside a folder. So I just move it. I'm unable to do it somehow. Okay, this doesn't needs to be in its separate folder. I'll move it onto the top. That's good. View book is ready. And same way, I just wanted to do edit book. Good. Now I got all the components I needed. Just delete it. I keep it simple because this module, I will have the module and components in the same location, but rest of the components should go onto the folders. Since these are all the base this is base component. I just wanted to keep it outside. That's good. Now I have 3 pages and I need a router outlet on the app component. Okay. I keep my app component very simple and fair. So this is good. Router outlet. Now, if I come here in the routing module, I just wanted to, load them in a different way, because if we create components and if I don't components, loading components here itself with just component routes is kind of loading everything together. I just created a individual modules and they have its own routing. So let's first understand let's first run this application. Ng serve. I am hoping that there is no error. Thankfully, no errors. It just ran localhost 4200. I hope I haven't lost you guys.
No, it's making sense.
Yeah. So now these modules are individually ready. How do I glue them together? Now it's time to think to stitch them together. First, I need a route on this. Now I will say path. First route I need is view books. View books. And next what? Load children. Load children. I'll say hello children function import I'll import the viewbook page / viewbook page module. That's good. Dot then module is equals to module m dot. This is the view page module. So this is a lazy loading module syntax, so you don't have to stress on this. So yep. So there is an error in this module saying that, okay, I moved this component out of the folder, right? So I haven't changed that, path. I think that's the same thing with the rest of the components. So I'll go to this module. The same error will be there on this all the component because I moved up a bit. So I'll correct those issues in the edit book as well. Now I'll see the same error here. So I was not importing these modules prior, so I was not getting errors. So since I imported that, so now viewbook module is imported, and let's see what happens with viewbook module. Let me close this and let me open this. So viewbook module has a component, but it has its own routing. I'll come to this point. Okay. So now I created this viewbook routing, but this routing is also empty. Okay. This routing is also empty because this routing is resolving this module, and this module is depending on this routing. So now I will say path. Here you might lose me a bit, but bear with me. If you come back here, now view page works. So basically, if you are importing, with the lazy loading, the target module should also have another routing, and this routing should tell that what is the first component that you need. So this viewbook component is the first component that I wanted to load is. So that's the reason I just added here. So this is a required routing module that you need to create for each of the page, and actually add the first component that you wanted to load here like this. And we'll do the same thing with this routing. So for the edit book, we'll import the edit component and do the same path. And this module entirely depends on a component. So this time inside a lazy loaded module, I don't need another lazy loading. So I'm just loading the component here. It's already separated from the rest of the things. So component edit page component in the edit page component. And I'm closing everything. Coming to add book routing module, path, component, add book page component. Now all the pages are not having any issues. Now my view page works. How about, let's go ahead and configure the add book page as well. Add book, add book, add book, and add book. That's good. We made the change. Edit, edit, and edit. Good. Let's go to add a book page, and if it is working, add book page is working, the component is loaded. If I go to edit, there is an issue with edit. What has happened? Let's see. Okay, so edit books is okay. I haven't edited, so that's the problem. So I just had two add books, so it has not matching any route. So if you see an empty page there, come back and look at the console. So you will see that issue. What is the issue? Good. Is this the way that I wanted to move to yeah, add books? I should have a navigation bar on top of it, right? Now this time the trick part is come to your app component. Now everything is loading here because app routing has a view books entered, this router outlet loading view books. So on top of this, let's try to add on the app component routing, let's try to add a header and see if this header is available all the time. Even if I go to add book or view book or edit book, this header is constantly being there. So I wanted to add a header there. So I should have used Bootstrap. Let's try to use Bootstrap for now. Let me go ahead and install Bootstrap. npm install Bootstrap fnf and save. Of course, I need to use install. Oh my god. So where am I? pwd current person directory. Yes, I'm in the library app only. npm install bootstrap hyphen save. Okay, finally I got it. Now I can go. I need to go to. I installed Bootstrap, but I need to import the styles. So come here. /node modules /bootstrap. I don't know where the Bootstrap files are, so I should go to here. And let me copy. I should see AB, right? I came to see.
Could you just add them to your index file like you do, or do you need to do it like installing it?
That is also another idea, but yeah, that's a good idea. But I'll try to add it like this. I prefer this way.
Okay. But the other way would work too?
Yeah,
It
it would
should if
work.
you-
It would
okay.
work, but that would add a load time. Like
Oh,
so that will add a white page time, because once the page is loaded, it will go to Bootstrap and get the Bootstrap files. So now what happens when I'm compiling this? So if I add it here, so when I'm actually making ng build, at the build time only, it will bundle up all the CSS with this guy. So I get the advantage of not loading it from internet with this.
okay.
Of course, inside root modules only.
It should be in styles, I think.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Thanks. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, no errors. So I added a slash before. That's good. So now I added Bootstrap finally. And I see Bootstrap there. So I'll go to Bootstrap. So this is starting from here. I don't want to start it here. So I would do what? The router outlet, I will do div dot container. So I copied it, but it somehow. Now everything will be loaded in the container only. So it will have the same thing. So this is home. So home will have home. So this routing has the home routing has no view, like no add, no edit. So for the home, we will set a default one in the routing. So what I will say is, when the path is root, path is just root, just this. I just wanted to redirect to, by default, I need to come view books. Even though user did not specify anything, I just wanted to path match. Well, this is not something new for us. We have seen in the last session. So now, even if I just didn't give anything and it is landing up in the view books like this. If I just go to the home page, it is redirecting me to view books. So this is my home page now. So with this particular option, this is home page. And if I click on this guy, so I'll say router link, I need this guy to take me to add hyphen book. So if I click on add book, can't match anything to add book. Why it is okay? Add books, not add book, but add books. So S is missing. So if I click add book, I'm going to add book. If I click home, I'm going to view books, add book and view books. My navigation is set up. Now I can, whatever I wanted to do, loading books and everything, I can do it on view book. Now in this component, you can go ahead and, add some HTTP calls. You can create a service in this, create HTTP call and create a, ng to list all the books. So your view book will come. You can go to add book and you can create a page. You can create a form here, and once submitted, you can submit it to a page and you can come back to redirect it back to here. So how can I redirect something to home book? Like, let's just say add book piece is there. Let's just understand that. So I have one submit in HTML. Let us assume that my form is added. Okay. And once a successful save is done, I just want this, add book page to come to view book page. If I click on this, it should save a book and take me to add book. So how can I control the routing in the, component itself? You can do that with a router page. So here I should say save book. So if I hit a save book, the book will be saved. And after saving, it should come to all the books pages, right? So you can do that. So in this, first I will save a book. And once it is saved, I'll import a service called router. Private colon. So I need to import router from router module, and then this dot router dot navigate like this. So once the save book method is executed, finally when save book is saved, when the call is successful, I'll call this method. So let's just say go to save book. Once I click on the save book, save is saved. I'm on view book page. So you can create a circle, create a loop like this. Add a book, save the book, and come back to books page. Once you come back to books page, this component will automatically load all the endpoints. So maybe if anyone can give me a online, something is already working, a live get endpoint, I can integrate and show it to you. So it's all in the planning. Okay. You create 3 pages, and what happens, I call these things as pages. Inside, if you have few more, components, you can call them as views. Page, views, and components. Page is a top layer. Inside this, there is another set of components that I needed to create. Then you can say view. And inside the view, you can create components. So page, view, component. So that's the architecture that you wanted. In fact, all of them are components, but You attribute them this way so that you can make out which is the parent and which is the child one. So which is at the top. Okay, page will always be on the top. So your pages, all the pages should be here on the top. You should call everything as page if it is a page. If it is really a page, say it a page. And you need to maintain the same structure of this view here in this as well. Let's just say, sorry, go ahead, Jess.
I got a little lost on the view part. What I get the page, I get the component within the page.
Yeah, sure. I'll show you. I'll show you.
Okay.
So now in the view book page, this is list of components, right?
So you just talking about like your HTML file that you're going to be mapping everything out in? Is that what you're saying as your, okay.
I might need, so let me just copy something. So Bootstrap. Let me give you an example. Bootstrap example. Let's just say these are some books. Okay. These are not really books, but let's just say, for example, these are the books. Okay, I'm just copying this. Okay, and just paste it. Copy the element. I just paste it 2-3 times. So just to get that, So let's just say these are the books. But this is a big bunch of elements, right? So now I needed to filter here. I need a filter because filter by author, filter by book, or filter by availability. I need that. So maybe I can generate a form. So there can be need a form. So let me just give you an example. Let me find one example. I think this is cool. So now these are all the books. And let's just say this is filter. So placeholder, search, book, name. Placeholder, search, book, author. You might have another control by genre. Okay, so this is a different purpose. The purpose of this view is different. Okay, I can finally have submit. I don't need a placeholder. I just need submit. So btn primary. Let's remove this control. So I might say I type something and I do this and submit. So this list of view is different. This view is different. So you called this entire thing here a page. Okay. You called this entire section is as a page. Now this section is different and this section is different. These two are fundamentally different. This view is for searching the form. This view is for displaying the form. Now I want you to separate this out. I just want you to separate this out and create a view component inside it. So what I'm saying is ng generate component view book view hyphen book hyphen page view hyphen book hyphen page hyphen view book. So it kinds of, tongue twister. I know it kinds of confuses. Book page, view book page slash. Now you need to save filter book view.
Mm.
Now I get what? Filter view book page, filter book. No, this is not correct. Delete. Now I have filter book view. So instead of having this filter section here, so you need to go to a view and paste this and import this component here in the main section. Filter book view component is already being imported. Now use this selector app filter book view and have it here.
Mm.
So now what happened? We get the same UI. It has failed. View book. Oh, sorry. There is some error in this module, but okay, I haven't saved this. I updated the path, but the updated path is not saved. Now, view book component does have two views. Filter view and list view. List view we haven't created. Let's create next. So filter view works. Filter view works. And then I replaced filter view works with actual filter. I got it. When you look at here, it is the same thing. It is the same thing that you see, but fundamentally, this is different. Now I can copy this guy and paste it here, and I'll call this as list book view. And I copy this entire thing to, instead of creating, I think probably it's better create another component. ng generate component list book view. This guy is created here. I'll import it here. So come here and paste that entire text. App list view. Come to page module and import. Sorry. Good morning. My little one has just woke. So I'll say list book view component. Okay, list book view is part of two component. So it was got imported onto the app module as well. So we should not import that. Imported. What is the problem? Okay. My import is settled. So what I was saying is, if viewbook is a kind of page, inside viewbook, you you separate out all the complex view to views. Simply this. I took time just to explain that. So here I'm seeing the same page, but when I come here, View book is a page. In the page, this entire thing I called a list page, list view, and this I called filter view. So call a particular section as view, call a bunch of sections together, call it as a page. Okay. Just you got it. I just took time. I just
yes,
took a long
I
route.
do understand that.
Yeah.
If we're gonna just one more thing, because last time we connected it to Mongo, is it the same sort of?
Yeah. So
you're using the same sorts of things.
Yes, in the list view, we import the, so in the page module, let's just import HTTP client module. It's the same thing. HTTP, not this. I think the issue is still not figured out. What is the problem with I have? Oh my God. Import HTTP client module from @Angular /HTTP. Oh my God. I don't know from where I should import this guy. I know. Okay, common HTTP. This is where from we should import the HTTP client module.
It's at the rate 2 times.
Okay. 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 Oh my God. I got it. So you import HTTP client module. So if you can give me a hosted URL, like maybe I can take from Kranti's app. Do anyone have a get endpoint so that I can integrate? Maybe JSON placeholder. I can take this for a while for things. Maybe photos. I can take this URL, okay, and maybe load maybe to-dos for now. Assume this to-do is books. I'm just trying to HTTP client module. In the client component, we did talked about this thing, this HTTP service, HTTP client, and constructor, private, HTTP client, ng on init, I'm saying. So I'll say to-dos. Instead of books, I don't have a books API. So instead of books, I'll say to-dos. That's fine. The error can be there. This dot HTTP dot get list of to-dos and then subscribe response. So now this dot, sorry, to-dos is equals to res. And let me just log this here, console.log. So I'm just integrating the source whole thing. So I come here, I'm getting the 200 items. So now I simply do what? I'll send this to-dos to app list view. To-dos is equals to to-dos. I'm sending this to to-dos. So I will access these to-dos in the app list view. I'll say at input to-dos and say any, and I come here, I remove all this dummy HTML. I take this just one sample example XML and I remove everything there. So ng for let to do of for of to do's. What am I getting in to do? One to do. So title completed ID. To do dot title. Paragraph. So now 200 items have been added. So same way you load your books like this. Same way you load all your books and you repeat, you send that data to list view and you do a ng repeat here and you see the list book of lists here. And if I click add book, it is the same thing. Go ahead and create a reactive form and submit it. When I save book is clicked. So when each time I'm coming to this page, it is loading the data from server. If you could see the fresh data, it is automatically loading. Because we said ng on init, we said, download everything. So in the last HTTP example, networking example, we moved this to a service file instead of directly importing one component. That is a good approach. So you can try out this. Hope now it is clear. Load the data, assign it to a local variable. In the HTML, send that data to list view, and list view kind of takes care about rendering all the lists in here. So in the ESLint case, we just directly get the data in the request and we repeat on this. But here, the view is separate. There are two jobs. First, rendering the view. Second job is to get the data from server. You get the data separately and you render it separately. That's pretty much it for this demo. Please do subscribe and comment, or let me know if I need to improve something. So thanks guys. I'll meet you in the next video.